I am here to speak about the process of using polyrhythms as a mindfulness practice for broadening our perceptions, as well as pointing out the power and utter joy of having rhythm as an ally in our life. There are many ways that rhythm can aid us in our daily life. One of those ways is in getting the visceral body sensation of changing our vantage point. Before we get too far into that, let's go ahead and move some energy around. We'll play a couple rhythms together. So we'll do a game of call and response. I clap first, you guys clap the rhythm back to me, all right? Great. I'd like to share a feeling with you guys. It's a feeling of playing a polyrhythm together. So we're going to play a rhythm on our laps for a second, so you can get situated. And you can look at me like in a mirror. Here's your right hand, here's your left hand. And we're going to go both right, left, right. Let's try it on our laps. Ready, go. Both, right, left, right. 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 Both. Let's do it 2 more times. Last time, we'll end on both. Great. A lot of the healing aspects of rhythm are in how the rhythms feel in our bodies. I mean, why are we called to music and rhythm and dance and motion in the first place? It's because of the way it makes us feel. It's not because of the intellectualization of it. So remember how these rhythms feel. The first way we're going to change the perspective for this rhythm is we're going to do it from the left side. So let's play on our laps again real quick, and we'll go both left, right, left. Ready, go. Both left, right, left. 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 2 more times. Last time. And great. All right. Sometimes I have human beings come up to me. It happens pretty frequently. And they go out of their way to try to convince me that they have no rhythm in their bodies or no music in their lives. And it blows my mind. And I always beg to differ. We are all musical beings. I mean, we all live in this solar system. There's these earthly rhythms that we all live by. The waxing and waning of the moon, the rising and setting of the sun, high tides, low tides, changing of the seasons, and many more. There's also all these internal body rhythms. Let's take a second to feel into our bodies and see what rhythms we can feel. There's our heart pumping blood through our veins, creating a pulse. There's the lungs breathing air in and out. There's this blinking pattern that we have. There's so many rhythms inside our body. There's also all the daily activities that we use that are rhythms, like say chopping food, chewing food, brushing your teeth, driving a vehicle, walking with one foot, then the other foot, then the other foot, riding a bicycle, chopping firewood, stacking firewood, using a shovel, using a hammer, petting a cat. There's so many different aspects of rhythm in our daily lives. Next time you do one of these daily rhythms, think of it as a rhythm and just notice how that's feeling. Before we get too much further, I want to get on the same page with musicality and rhythmic verbiage. So a musical pulse is a steady and consistent sound happening through time that has the same amount of silence in between each sound. So here's a pulse. And we can look at this pulse as a pulse, or we can look at it many other ways. One of the first things we can do is group some of these pulses together. We go outside the pulse and look at it from afar. We can group this pulse into 2. We can group it into 3. We can group it into 4, and so on. So with that going outside of the pulse, if we think of the pulse as like a day, what we're doing with that grouping the pulses is grouping them into weeks, into months, into years, and stuff like that. We can also delve into and get the microscope out and subdivide inside the pulses. Like if the pulse was a day, we're subdividing into hours and minutes and seconds. So here's that pulse subdivided into 2 evenly spaced beats. Yet, da, 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 3, yet, da, 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 4, yet, da, 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 and so on. Now that we've gotten that taken care of, another great way to get vantage point shift of these rhythms is to get rid of the numbers. We all have baggage with numbers, whether it's our age range, our current bank statement, what the scale says to us, the miles in our commute to work, upcoming deadlines. It doesn't matter. We all have this baggage, but it's okay. But we shouldn't let this baggage dictate how we come to music or rhythm or make life decisions. So one way to do this is to put syllables instead of the numbers. There's a rhythmic timekeeping practice from southern India called solkatu, where it lets you assign different nonsense syllables to the rhythms or to the musical phrases or to the numbers and the counting. So instead of 1, we can use ta. Instead of 2, taka. Instead of 3, takita. Instead of 4, takadimi. Instead of 5, tadiginadom. Instead of 6, takatarekita, and so on and so on. So getting out of these numbers is one first step to kind of checking out and seeing how we can get the rhythms really embodied and getting it on the other side of the brain. One of the neat things about being human is that we all perceive things differently. I mean, it makes this symphony of human existence that much more amazing. It would be boring if we all thought the same things. For example, we're all hearing the same words today, but we're all hearing them a little bit different, and we're all going to apply them differently in our lives. As I've been delving into my relationship with music and rhythm and whatnot, I have a lot of these experiences where I'm playing a musical phrase, and then all of a sudden, it slips to the side, or turns inside out, or turns upside down, or something amazing and really weird happens. And it broadens my perception. I'm looking at a rhythm or musical passage from this angle. All of a sudden, this angle is now open. I can see that, and I can also see everything in between. And then I can keep playing that from these different angles, and more angles come in. It's amazing. It's invigorating. We all have these moments, these kind of breakthrough moments. I see it in my students a fair amount. Same thing, they're playing a musical phrase, I can see it in their eyes. I almost feel like I can hear their brain growing. Whenever it opens up, the whole vibe in the room changes, and they now have a new perspective to look at something from. So now it's not just this, it's also this, and this, and this. It's pretty amazing. I see it in my 1.5-year-old son every day. He finds that if he holds a toy just so, he can take this star-shaped piece of plastic and fit it into the star-shaped hole. And it collects it in there. And then he can take the circle one and do that. It's a game changer. Before that, it's just a bunch of shapes, you know? And it's pretty amazing to watch. Again, it's a breakthrough moment. A good friend of mine used to call these breakthrough moments grasshopper moments. Because he was remembering from his youth, he told me one time, he was just watching these grasshoppers hop from blade of grass to blade of grass. And then, in an instant, he got this visceral sensation in his body as a child of why a grasshopper is called a grasshopper. I'm going to share a rhythm with you guys real quick on this multi-percussion setup. Figured I brought it, might as well play it for a second. So just sit back and listen to this rhythm and see how it makes your body feel. So there are many different ways to view this rhythm. One is just as a purely emotional experience, not subdividing or grouping pulses or any of the stuff I was talking about before. Another way is to feel it in one pulse, or 2 pulses, or 3 pulses, or 4 pulses, or 6 pulses, or more. One aspect of what was happening is my right foot was playing 2 evenly spaced pulses on the tambourine. My left foot was playing 3 evenly spaced pulses on the cowbell. My left hand was playing 4 evenly spaced pulses on the woodblock. My right hand was playing 6 evenly spaced pulses on the cymbal, also accenting the bell of the cymbal for that high-pitched sound on the 1, feeling it as a whole in 1. So there's all these different ways. You can view it from any of those numbers, any of those syllables, however it is. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this one more time. This time I'm going to use my voice as a reference to go through the numbers, following my limbs around, and then back down, and then I'll use the solkatu syllables as well. so you can kind of try to view it from one of the different sounds of the instruments or the limbs. One, 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 two, one, two, one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, five, six, one, two, three, four, five, six, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, one, two, one, one. Ta, 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 ka, ta, ka, ta, ki, ka, ta, ki, ka, ta, ka, ti, mi, ta, ka, ti, mi, ta, ka, ta, re, ki, ta, re, ki, ta, ka, ti, mi, ta, ka, ti, mi, ta, ki, ka, ta, ki, ka, ta, ka, ta, ka, ta, ta, ta. So those are only some of the ways to view this rhythm or rhythms I just played. If we can think of something in one pulse, then we have one way to look at it. But if we have more ways to look at it, we have more choices with what we want to do. I mean, in essence, it's simple third or fourth grade math, you know? It's all about 12s, you know? But once you put it in your body, these rhythms, these numbers, these syllables, these sensations open up new tracks and pathways that lead to things that are unseen from other angles or other pathways. It's pretty amazing. Living here in Western Colorado, we get to see mountains all around us. It's awesome. And in this valley, for instance, we get to see the same mountain and mountain range from all the different towns that we live in, but they look different from each of our doorsteps. If we can truly circumnavigate a mountain and hike around it, we get to see at least 360 degrees of different views and characteristics and microclimates that are unseen from our doorstep view. The more ways we can see something, the broader our understanding becomes. It's pretty amazing. To be able to really know a question or a problem from all angles so we can fully get inside of that, understand the beauty within the problem, and come up with a true, full solution, we really need to see all the different angles and not just the way that our preconceived notions are pointing us to. What I'm pointing at here is an interdisciplinary mindfulness practice for seeing and feeling the ways to change our vantage point. It's pretty fun. Like, I'm using this polyrhythmic aspect. You guys can use this as well. You could also come up with a practice that is more personalized for you guys. Let's go back to that rhythm we played on our laps a few minutes ago. Both, right, left, right. Let's try that again. Both, right, left, right. 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 Both. Two more times. Last time, and great. All right, so there's multiple ways to view this rhythm. We can view it purely as this emotional experience, which is totally valid with no subdivisions. We just hear it, yeah, da, da, da. It's awesome. There's another way of viewing it with both hands coming together in one, or as the ta in the solkatu. There's viewing it from the right hand, which is in three, or takita. There's viewing it from the left hand, which is in two, or taka. So let's do this rhythm one more time together. I'll use my voice for reference, and I'll go through the numbers and the solkatu syllables of the different limbs, and maybe try to feel it from the left side whenever I'm doing the two, or the taka, and try feeling it from the right side with the takita, or the three. Make sense? Let's try it. Both, right, left, right, ready, and go. Both, right, left, right. Both. Right, left, right. One, one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1. Ta, 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 ka, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta, ki, ta, ka, ta, ki, ta. Ta. 2 more times. Last time, and great. So this is a fun way to really get the visceral sensation of changing my perspective, of our perspectives in our body, that visceral sensation. It's amazing. It really embodies the rhythm, and it embodies that aspect of knowing we don't have to be stuck in one way of viewing things. I mean, with life being so rhythmic, the more we can get the rhythms in our bodies and the more we can become friends with rhythm, the fuller of a participation we can have in this symphony of human existence. It's pretty amazing. These rhythmic concepts that I'm speaking of are universal across the board. Whether you're a musician, an artist, a waitress, an office worker, a coal miner, a carpenter, it doesn't matter. These concepts are universal. So we can use this polyrhythm as a mindfulness practice to always remember that there is always many different ways to view any one object, any one individual, any one event, any one situation, any one problem. We always know we have a choice to find another view if we're not really digging the view we're in right now. I encourage everybody to have rhythm as an ally, and to always be looking for new and fun and creative opportunities for changing your vantage point. Thank you very much.